What's up, everybody? Little update here on Conrails Katellen sub. Just got my first Walthers switch machines in, and I have to tell you, I am very impressed with the simplicity and function of these. I haven't gotten into the programming part yet, but give you a quick view to show the first interlocking in. This is going to be CP West Bush. Basically what it'll do is it'll allow you to cross from the inside track to the outside track. It's not a universal interlocking, but it was done this way on purpose because we found that pulling out of the yard down there at North Bush sometimes would hold up the train on the inside track because the switch lead is not necessarily long enough for what my kids are running. And then conversely, going down that way towards CP Com, you can get around a train that's getting ready to take what will be the branch line across there. It's going to be a big waterfront scene over to that whole workbench, which is covered in crap right now, but that's going to be a big cement plant. And then following down the wall will be an oil refinery. So I want to be able to try and ease the flow of traffic. So real quick, as you can see, the switches are currently lined for the main. I'm going to go ahead and push the button. This is the simple, just a simple single button for the fascia controller. All part of their kit. I mean, this thing is they might as well have written it in crayon, but here we go. We'll push it and we'll reverse the switches. And there you have it. We are now crossed over. I got to trim the stems for the switch machines. I'll show you what it looks like underneath. I didn't clean up the wiring yet, but you'll be able to see. So you have your power distribution block. You can run up to 16 switches on that, which is awesome. So if you've got double switches and the interlockings and all that, you go from power supply right there, which comes off the track bus. I'll clean up all that. From there, it comes to your power in. Everything's color coded. Then you go from the switch machine, goes out to the little switch here. And then if you want to control another switch, you come out, which is, I believe, this one here. And that runs across to your next switch machine. It's very, very simple. They've got these real nice servo motors on them. And the decoders are built in, so I'm going to read up on the manual now for how to program it. But you assign your address, it works right with the NCE system, and then yeah, we're good to go. We're using a mix. We've started to transition over to the TCS wireless throttles. They're very user friendly. I was apprehensive at first. I guess I'm kind of like a salty old man when it comes to this. I wish things were still just straight DC. However, the new TCS throttles, I'm using the UWT-50s. I'll go ahead and spin the camera around again. Are right here. Real nice design. I didn't get the pot model with the potentiometer on it. I got the regular dial wheel. So instead of having the thumb up and down like you would on the NCE, you just dial your wheels, start it. We'll go ahead and fire it up, press 2 to start. And what you got to do is when you go to set this up, eventually once this is programmed, you just hit the switch button, select accessory number, which is going to be probably, I don't know, 1 and 2 per se. So if I go ahead and select 1 and then you hit enter, it just goes ahead and throws it for you. So very, very user friendly. I got to get my friend Anthony over here to help me with all this. Definitely excited because I didn't want hand throws on the mainline switches. We are using hand throws for most of the yard. However, in some places that don't have the best accessibility, now seeing how easy this is, I'm going to definitely go ahead and put in switch machines on most of my stuff. And it's very, very cost friendly. I mean, the fascia piece was $10. The power supply or power terminal is $12. And they make 2 different switch machines. You have the vertical mount or they make a horizontal mount, $25 a switch. And with everything in it, I mean, this was my first time ever doing this, so it took me longer than it will going forward. I can tell you I'm completely satisfied. I've heard a lot of really good reviews about this stuff. I know some people are like, oh, Walthers making track and blah, blah, blah. These new Walthers switches are incredible. The entire layout is completely Walthers Code 83 Flex Track. They offer 2 different versions of that. In the yards, we use the branch line version, which has a little bit shorter profile ties. And in the mains, we use regular Code 83. But it lays well, it holds its shape very well, and the switches are absolutely incredible. I'll show you a quick review. This one's obviously not hooked up to a ground through yet, but there is a spring inside, so if you're using you know, a ground throw machine, you may want to remove that spring. But what's nice about it is the simplicity of the design. No more do you have the joints in here like you would on an Atlas switch. So when you throw it, everything's one piece, and it just makes for less failure points and all that. They hold position real nice when they have the spring in there. They work very well when you put the little ground throws on there. I think I have some 202S's. I've now flipped to, I believe it's the 218S or something. It's a little bit shorter throw to work with these switches, but basically what Walthers did was they took the qualities of Shinohara and they took the qualities of Pico and rebranded their entire track line, and I'm very impressed with them. I had one switch fail, which was probably user error. Actually, I know it was my kids fingering the points of the switch, and the switch came apart. So under normal operation though, I mean, as you can see, quite a bit installed here now. This is Bushkill Yard. It's all the way in. My kids have already started packing it. I'll clean up all the work stuff. But real nice yard here. Double track mains, switching leads, and that whole area there is going to be a massive engine service facility. It continues all the way around. Right where the CNJ sign is, that's going to be CP CP Gap. Right up there where the switching lead ties into the main, that's CP North Bush. Excuse me, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather right now. Thanks to the kids back to school, everybody sends their sick kids, and now the parents get it. This is West Bush. As we come around, we've got CP Com. And I'm pretty sure that CP Com is going to end up controlling both switch leads into the yard. To get the curves right and to get the track spacing that we needed, I had to do two separate inputs to the yard. So you have your first track here in the foreground. That comes up, and that's really like a transfer tracks that'll go over to where the three other companies that interchange have the same amount of room in this yard here as they do here in what we're going to use as Tadmore. It is a LNE inspired layout. You know, we live here at milepost 52 on the LNE. So at some point I may flip the eras around, and we'll just run LNE power because I've got most of it at this point. But each one comes off. So Boo Rail over there, they have their aggregate facility. Wyatt Central Railroad has their coaling facility on the second peninsula, and the last one is obviously Morgan's Lehigh and Eastern Railroad. And I wanted them to have enough room here so that way they could store their empties to flip out their industries, and then they can come all the way around, run up the industrial here, or the secondary track, whatever you want to call it, and that'll come out at CP Gap. And then from there, they can go ahead into the yard from that end, or if they wanted to shove in off of this side, they can make a long shove, lay their cars off over here in the interchange tracks. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But I'm not using that back track for switching, really. It's more of a back lead or an escape track. And then Lenny was cool and put this little engine pocket in here. So yeah, I've been telling you guys I'm going to get you an update. Things have been crazy with going back to school for the kids and getting these knees recovered. Still waiting to see what's going to happen with that at the end of the month. I don't know if I'm going to need surgery or not yet, but we'll see. Like I said, keep following us for updates. We're going to try and get in more regular updates here. I'm probably not going to do the product review stuff because I've got a couple good friends that already do that, and they cover all of the new products that are out. But I am excited for Bowser's big announcement this morning, something that we've kind of knew about for a little while, but it wasn't official, and that is that the Bowser 100-ton coal hoppers, which are plenty of them on this layout between the Reading and Northern. I've got over 100 Conrail ones, got about 60 of them for CUT, and Wyatt Central has 30 of them for himself. They're now going to be coming out with separate wire grabs, enhanced brake details, a more scaled truck. You know, definitely bringing the car up to the modern times as far as detailing goes. And I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm not going to go ahead and replace my entire fleet. I'm actually looking forward to people dumping their older ones on the market because I'll just keep adding coal cars here. But some things that we did add to the layout that are back now, or out of the shop and have been done real quick, is we have Conrail 4135. This is a complete custom painted Kato SD70 Mac. I replaced all of the crappy Kato grabs with wire grabs on this one. This was a full paint job from something that was started probably 10 years ago when I was working back with Lenny in his old house. And I don't know, something happened to the clear coat, so I had to strip it, redo it and all that. And then its sister, 4134, is done. I've also completed 4144, 4137, well, 4130 through 4138 are done. And then I'm doing the entire fleet of those because I absolutely love the 70 Max. I thought they were always cool. But yeah, so another thing that just got back from the masterful works of John over at Garden State Model Works is this badass. I took the Athearn SD45-2 number 666. I updated it to, you know, end of Conrail, late Conrail. So it still had the white number boards. This one never got quality. It was the only one that didn't get the quality, other than the ones that went to Reading and Northern. Updated the number boards on it. Used shell scale decals. They are hands down the best for Conrail style number boards. I'm not even going to argue that one with you. But I sent this one over to John because I said I need a 45-2 that is like ready to go with everything. So he hooked it up. It's got ESU Loc 5 in it. He did the ditch lights, class lights, the whole nine. Got to see if I can pull this up. Right now, TCS there's a connectivity issue that's going on, and well, there's the horn. You can hear it just fired up. Let's go ahead and get the headlight. Nice bright LED headlights. Good bell. There's your class lights are lit. There's your ditch lights, and of course, it wouldn't be Conrail without wigwagging ditch lights. He absolutely nailed this. If you guys need any custom sound or light installs, I highly suggest going to John. He does great work. You get what you pay for. I mean, some people might complain that it costs money. Well, you know what? If you want quality work and somebody that stands behind their work, Garden State Model Works is the company that I will use, hands down, every time. He's done a bunch of engines for my kids. And I have some more projects over there with him right now. So that right now, I know that it's a little bit of a long video, but I haven't been able to do updates lately. We've had a whole pile of crap go wrong here in the basement. When we moved in, we were fortunate enough that the washer and dryer were already relocated to the second floor bathrooms, which my wife loves because everything's simple right upstairs. About 4 weeks ago or so, this happened. My kids came downstairs. Dad, it smells really weird down there. As soon as I opened the door, I knew what the smell was right away. Our old steel oil tank let go, and it was leaking pretty bad. We were able to get a company out here. These guys did phenomenal work. They got us this new Roth tank, which now has a awesome warranty and everything on it. So no more steel tank. It's a double line tank, and it will last for at least my life, and after that I really don't care. And then last week we had a small electrical fire in the basement from something as simple as I went to go unplug my dryer because our washing machine, they were stacked upstairs. Our washing machine was leaking out of the front gasket on those front load washers, and as you know, they're probably a pain in the ass to go ahead and replace. So my dad was on his way out. I started getting the work area prepped up, got the dryer off, the washing machine, and as soon as I went to go unplug it, the little transformer that was in the dryer, because they have Wi-Fi, because, you know, obviously dryers need to talk to your smartphone, sent a power surge, and it got into, and the AFCIs that were in it kind of got stuck. What we believe happened is it was a surge, but it wasn't enough to actually cause a trip, and they just sat there kind of chattering, and it ended up catching the one on fire and smoked a whole bunch of breakers above it. So it's been exciting, it's been expensive, but these are the joys of home ownership, and Well, now everything down here has been replaced. They found a whole bunch of faulty wiring from when the addition was put in. The electricians over there did an absolute awesome job, and they suggested that we install surge protection for the house, so we got that done. A little bit of extra money, but it's peace of mind, and now it's time to move forward with the layout. So now that this switch is in, I can go ahead and start ballasting the rest of the main through here. I'm going to work my way around the layout. We'll send you guys updates as we get them. And as always, thanks for watching. I appreciate all of you guys in the Conrail Modelers group and whoever else shares this. I mean, we're all in this hobby together. You know, we don't need all the outside noise to influence what we're doing. It's all about having fun. It's all about making great friendships all across the world. And you know, I hope that we're able to continue to do this for a long time. I know it's been an absolute blast seeing my kids develop, and coming downstairs sometimes and seeing the crazy lash ups that my youngest puts together. It's pretty funny. But you know, it's great to have kids that have an imagination, and it's good to have an environment that harbors that. So again, thank you, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.